Hello, and welcome to the Metro MLS webinar reviewing multiple address search in FlexMLS. In this webinar, I'll review what a multiple address search is and how you use it. So let's get started. So a multiple address search is when you want to search on several different addresses at the same time for listings. All right. So to access multiple address search, I'll click on Menu. And then when it opens up underneath the search section, I'll click on multiple address. So it brings up the screen here for multiple address search. And here you can enter up to 15 addresses, 15 different addresses if you'd like to search. Okay. The first column, which is a street number, that's the house number of the property. So if the address was 123 Main Street, the 123 would go here. When you're searching on the firehouse addresses, the N32 W12345, you want to enter that whole string in here all together. Now, there may be some issues where it may not pull up that address in the system. Our address entry requirements have changed in the, I'd say, the last 8 to 10 years. So back before they switched over to FlexMLS, they were on Maestro. You can pull up any historical data back to 1995. So if you're having issues pulling up one of those addresses by using the whole string in here, try just using the numeric part. So let's say, for example, the address was N36 W12345, like that. If you can't find it like that, I find that taking out this first part of the address and just searching on that second numeric part and just the street name will bring it up. So for example, I would probably do one entry as N36 W12345 with the street name. Then I'd do the next one as 12345 and then the street name, just to make sure that I got that address in any address entry form that it was in. Okay, let's get that out of there. All right, street direction. If there's a street direction in that address, you can most definitely pop that in there. My own personal preference is if the street name is a word like, you know, North Avenue, Capitol Drive, or whatever, I tend not to use the street direction in there. I just tend to get better results that way because everybody doesn't always enter that in, or didn't in the past enter it in. But if the street name was a number like 124th Street, 118th Street, typically they'll tend to be a north or south or east or west of the same street number. So in cases like that, I do put in the direction just to kind of narrow it down. Okay. For street name, I tend not to enter in, if it was Capitol Drive, I just enter Capitol, just strictly the name of the street. No drive, no boulevard, no avenue, anything like that. I get better results that way. That's just my own personal preference. And then there's a column for unit number if it's a condo, or additional address, maybe if it's a two-family or has some type of additional address. So I'm just going to enter in some addresses here just to kind of show you how that works. So that's going to be my first one, 2651 North 113th Street. Then next I'll enter 2317 118th Street. My next one will be on Gilbert, so I'm going to skip the direction as North Gilbert, but I'm just going to put in Gilbert. And then lastly, oops, I'll do this one on Clark. Alright, so that's all I'm going to search on. Moving down, you've got options to search on property types. All of them are selected by default. If you only wanted to narrow down to a particular property type, you can just by selecting a property type you want to pick up with that address. It doesn't hurt for them all to be highlighted. Sometimes we do get addresses that are, you know, one address, they'll list it as a single family and then another one, you know, maybe as a vacant land if it was a tear down or something like that. All right. Next, for status, all statuses are selected by default, but if you only wanted to search on those addresses of a specific status, you could select those down here. And then include all listings. That's the default. This is searching all Metro MLS listings. Include your office's listings. We'll only look at that addresses for your office that were listed under your office, and include only your listings, looking for those addresses that were listed by you. All right. I'm going to hit next to search those 4 properties. And then I'm out here on the search results screen. Now remember, I only searched for addresses and my results are 14. That means that at a few of those properties have been listed more than once, and this is where it'll bring it up for you here. All right. And then you can kind of check that out by going to detail and going to history. This one's been listed twice. This one's been listed 5 times. That one's been listed only once. That one's listed 4 times. So you can see why I got multiples. That I didn't get just 4 listings. I got 14. And that kind of helps you out, because maybe you can, you can see, oh, okay, that property has been listed before. Maybe you didn't know that. So it's giving you some more information. This will conclude our webinar on multiple address search in FlexMLS.